Hello from me, Lazar. Welcome to the next lesson in the course on creating a website from scratch. We are currently working through the chapters in CSS, the parts that are not publicly available. And we are on chapter 9, Layout Types Design. Let's open the PDF file. Last time we got this far with responsive text, when we showed how the title is aligned, but it is correctly aligned only when it is in uppercase. If we want the mixed version to align absolutely correctly, we need to set a small indentation inside the bottom and we will get something like this type, which is approximately, here you see it relative to S, well aligned. So, the next step is to make the title adaptive or flexible. To do this, there are two options, one with media requests. As with images, with text we can define and set from 1 to 6 breakpoints and write values for the text in them. In this case, in the example, we will do it with 2 breakpoints for tablets, at 48 rem or 768 pixels, and for mobile at 576 pixels or 36 rem. To do this, we will add the necessary adjustments to the font size, as well as to the padding, if necessary. Without corrections we will see the following. On tablets we see that the title is very large, when we do not have any correction to the font. Therefore, we will make the following adjustments. That is, we will reduce the size, and now you can see what will happen. It remains to be seen what the corrections for mobile phones should be. If we follow the same logic, we need to reduce the font size even more. But my advice is to try it first, because this will affect all the text on the page and it may become very small and illegible somewhere. So we'll leave the overall size at 14 pixels. We'll just change the text in H1. And here's what we'll see. Here's the entire code in the HTML file. The second way is to use the new unit of measurement, VW, viewport width of the visible area, which is introduced in CSS3, and with the calc function, through which a gradual and smooth increase of the text is achieved. Media queries may not be used, but in this case this would be an example of responsive design. Rather, they may be used on a smaller scale. Here, for example, we set such a value and remove the header indent. But we see that the text will be very large at the beginning and very small at the end. So we're going to set different sizes of text for tablets, for computer screens, and for mobile phones. Here's the whole code, and then we start slowly reducing the width of the browser to test it out. Here you see what happens. We can see that our title adapts according to the width of the window, and that means we have managed to create a fully responsive title. That's all we'll cover in this second part on responsive text. That's all for this lesson. Best regards.